So I put up a little post a couple of days ago talking about the law of attraction and the law of vibration. And I had a lot of people who read the post and still walked away and went, I don't understand, Addie. So what you think about, you create, or what you feel about, you create. I still don't get it because I look around and I don't like the experiences I'm having. They're not great. My finances aren't great. My relationship isn't going the way it's supposed to go. I hate the job I'm in. I want to talk about that a little bit more. I want to unpack it a little bit more for everybody. I want you to know, when I say you are non-physical beings having a human experience, I quite literally mean that source, which is, if you want to call it this, a big giant bundle of energy, just a ball. You want to picture it like that? Let's talk about source is a ball of energy. And then, if you will, just follow some of my terminology, because terminology can't really express all that source is, or God, or the universe, or whatever you want to call it. Then there's fractions of that source that focuses their attention into a focal point, like me, like Addie. I am the focal point of Addie, but I'm still source energy. Or the focal point of Daphne, or Mary, or Holly, or Marissa, or Aries, or Crystal. Everybody is a focal point. In other words, through your eyes, source is experiencing itself. So let's bring that all back together again. If we are source, God, the universe, and we are fractions or fragments of it, and looking through the perception of who you are, then are you not all powerful? Are you not an all-powerful creator? And if you are an all-powerful creator, then isn't everything and anything possible? And then if anything and everything is possible, because you are an all-powerful creator focusing your energy into this physical body, then you just stop and look around and recognize that everything that you are doing is you. You did this. You thought it. You felt it. You believed it. And that's the point here, that you believed it. You believed it, and so it is true. So if you look around and you see that I don't like what it is that I'm experiencing, stop and recognize that I am experiencing everything I believe is true for me. And so what I need to do is, one, look at what my beliefs are and where they came from, and then rediscover yourself. Challenge yourself. If you see that, if you have this fundamental core belief that all relationships are difficult, and every time I get into a relationship, I always get my heart broken. But then you have the example of the person down the street who has the most happy, loving relationship, and it's always been perfect and amazing. You have that example to show you that what you believe is actually not true. It's just a belief, and you're just conjuring this up because it's happened before. So if you find yourself in an inability to connect with a person and be with that person permanently in a romantic relationship, then you've got to go to yourself, okay, I have a belief here that's not serving me, right? It's my belief and I'm creating this, so I'm going to take responsibility of it. And taking responsibility of it gives you joy because it's all you. You're doing this, all of it. So if you find that, okay, I see what Addie's saying here, I have this core belief, then you got to go, where did this core belief come from? And you'll look back and you'll go, well, I was with so-and-so and then they left me. And then the time before that, so-and-so didn't leave me, but they were abusive. And so I left. And then so-and-so, and you look back on all your past relationships and you go, see, it's a never-ending pattern of the same or similar types of feelings in the end. I feel hurt and betrayed. But what I want you to recognize is that you're not looking back far enough. You got to go to the very first time You got to dig deep until you find where that belief stemmed from. And 9.99999.632 times it comes out of your relationship with your parents. And so if it comes from the relationship of your parents, what you're seeing is the next relationship and the next relationship and the next relationship that all eventuates to the same thing. What you're seeing is you trying to show yourself what belief you have, what confining, what restricting belief you have that isn't allowing you to reach your full potential. So find where this started from and work on that. Don't look on all the previous relationships. They're just you manifesting something to yourself to show you. They're a mirror. They're showing you, hey, you have this belief system here. Here it is in real time. You have this belief system here that is saying to you what you believe needs to be challenged. And the next time you find yourself, for example, in a relationship that isn't working for you, you need to stop and go, what am I showing myself? Why have I drawn into this reality? This person, why? What are they showing me? Where have I felt this before? And follow it down the line until you find the core belief. And then when you find the core belief, you can look at it from these newfound eyes of experience and go, oh, it was that all along. So if you need to sit down and write upon it, just, maybe get a piece of pencil and a paper or a pen or whatever, or type it or whatever you want to do, or speak it into a phone and go back to, and when you found that core belief, pull it apart. Pull it apart. How much of that is real or how much of that is a perception? Because I'm going to tell you now, it's all perception, because you are the ultimate creator. You are the person who is creating this, and you can only create within the confines of your own mind, within the confines of your own belief systems. So if you find that anything in your life isn't going the way it's supposed to go, then you have a belief that's saying, I can't have this thing, or I'm not worthy of this thing. And when you recognize, when you stop and you go, oh my God, it is me. I am doing all of this, and it is my belief that's creating this. Okay, that's great, because that gives you ultimate control. Where can I go back and where can I find this belief? Where did it start from? Where did it start from? And how can I look at it with fresh eyes? And so often we are all living in the past, and we haven't recognized and grouped together this, a culmination of who we've become. If you're constantly living in the past, you're not recognizing who you've become now, because even these 5 or 6 relationships, for example, that you've gone through that haven't worked for you, you've still learnt something. So the next person who comes in, who may not be flawless, but the next person who comes in can't screw up what you've learnt, because you can't unlearn something. So the first time you might have gone through the relationship for 5 years. The second time you've gone through the relationship for 1.5 years. The third time you've gone through the relationship for 6 months, because you know, and you catch yourself going, I've done this before. And so when you eventually recognize, what is it? What are my beliefs? Where did this come from? When you finally recognize that, you will be able to see the other person coming. You will feel the attraction to this person, and something in your head will say, I've dated this person before. He or she looks different. They smell different. They act different. But I know this person because I know me. I know my beliefs. And so you can bypass it, even though you might be tempted. Bypass it. Recognize all that you have become, because in each moment you are a new person. Listen to what I'm saying here. In each moment, with each thought, you are a new person. And with each feeling, with each high and low feeling, you are creating a completely different reality. Quite literally. Quite literally, you are As you change your frequency, as it goes up or down, high frequency feels like joy and happiness, you actually travel into a new time-space reality, a new dimension, if you will. And you don't have to understand all of what I'm saying, but I want you to grasp the concepts, because the more happy you are and the more joy you're feeling, you are in a better place, even if you don't know what it is that you want to attract. Because a lot of people say, I just don't know anything anymore. I just want to be happy. Good. Then find what makes you happy and stick to that. If you're having problems with relationships, stop thinking about relationships and go out and do something long-term that makes you happy. Go for a jog, go for a walk, go speak to a friend. Find more things that make you happy, because when you're happy, it doesn't matter what you are creating, because you can't create anything other than good things. So if you don't know what to create or how to create it, or you feel stuck, just feel happy. Forget about the things that are worrying about you. It's not about ignoring them. It's about dealing with them when you have this pull to deal with them. But when it's not time to deal with them, don't sit and worry about them, because you're making more of it. So go find things that make you happy. And when you find things that make you happy, you are in a higher vibration, you are in a higher frequency, and only higher vibrational things, more joyous things, can be brought into your reality. And problems that you thought you had will just go away, because that's what the higher vibration does. It just gets rid of it. And that's right, Daphne. Happiness is the key to you creating the life that you want. And you don't have to question the happiness, right? Something gives you joy, just follow that thread. Don't worry about what's around the corner. It's not your job to know. That's why we're here. We're here to explore. So when you're happy, follow it. Don't question it. It might not be okay for someone else, but for some reason it's giving you joy. So your job is to follow it. In this life, we have a chosen theme to explore, and you're going to explore it whether you like it or not, but you might as well explore it with joy, because if you're not exploring it with joy, you're still going to do the theme of your life. But if you're not doing the theme of your life happy, then you're doing it sad, but you're still going to do it. And that is what I passionately wanted to talk about. I've been following a very good friend of mine by the name of Tyler Ugalde. And I will be bringing him on next week, next week, to have a little bit of a chat. He is absolutely phenomenal. I will be sharing his YouTube channel on my page, so get on there and have a look at what he talks about. A lot of this soul searching that I've been doing over the last couple of weeks has been inspired by this incredible human. And I want you to experience that as well. So Tyler will be coming up next week to speak to us for a couple of minutes. We will definitely be doing live mediumship readings. But I wanted to show you that you are in control. You don't need someone like me to channel into your future to tell you if you are in control or not. You are. Don't need a book a reading. I'm telling you now, you are in control. You are doing all of this. All of this that you see is all you. Everything that is in your life, everything, right down to the interactions you have with the people in your life, right down to the interactions you have with your children, are a mirror to you. You can only bring out of them what you perceive in them. So, if someone is driving you crazy, step away. Take your focused attention off it. Focus on something else. So,